Hi everyone! Today in this video is the second part series of my Cambodia reflection video. I wanted to tell you about places to eat, things to see and places to stay in Cambodia. If you're really into pizzas and ribs and stuff, there's a nice place called Divine Pizza and Ribs, and you can get whole pizzas there. We had pizzas, we ordered 5 or 6 pizzas and we just shared them among, I think that night there was 12 of us, so if you want more Western food you can try Divine Pizza and Ribs. If you're looking for a nice place in Pheom Phen to eat, I recommend a restaurant called Jaans. They have both Western and Khmer food, and it's fairly cheap. While I was there, I had this curry and it cost $4.25, and the mango cheesecake that costs around $2.50. Clay is a really nice restaurant. You may know the band Jars of Clay. It's run by Christians and it's air conditioned. It's got some comfy couches and very nice food. Another place I recommend is also in Pheom Phen is a restaurant called Tom Yum Kun. That's also a restaurant that has Western and Khmer food, and I really highly recommend the fish and mock curry. I think I had that the second time we were there. The food there is really cheap as well. I think about $4. I spent $4 for a meal and $1 for a drink. Another place to eat in Pheom Phen would be a restaurant called Bopha. They have extremely cheap meals. Not so much Western food, more Khmer food, but they do have fried rice, and their specialty is chicken rice. The first time we went there they didn't have any, the second time we went there they had it. A typical meal at Bopha costs about $3. I think one time I got a meal and a dessert for about $5. If you're into more Japanese type food, Sesame noodle bar, that is a great place to eat as well. They don't have a large variety. I think when we were there they only had a few choices, but they have really nice sesame chocolate bowls. I'm not sure the name of it. I'll put a link down in this description below to all the restaurants I recommend in this video. So yeah, they have sesame bowls, and I got a meal package, so I got a bowl of noodles, and you can choose your noodles, green or yellow noodles. So green is vegetables, yellow is egg, like fried dumpling thing. So that's Sesame noodle bar. And xoutiqe is also a place you can go. They also have desserts there and drinks. For like a slice of cake is about $2 or $3. Another place we went to in the more touristy area, slightly more expensive, was a restaurant called Jaans, J-A-A-N, Jaans by the river. So that's a slightly more expensive restaurant. If you're into total Khmer food, one day we went to a total Khmer restaurant called, I don't even know the name of it, but some Khmer place. You have to be careful in those type of places. They can be slightly dirtier. They're really cheap, like $2, $3 for a meal. You gotta be careful what you order. The place we went to didn't have any English. Or they did have an English menu, but it didn't really make sense. And I ordered something and then it was so spicy, I like almost died. Not even being dramatic. And then I drank a can of grass jelly and then I really needed to go to the toilet afterwards. So typically if you're looking for a restaurant, there's lots of places around the Russian markets that are good restaurants with a good reputation, and also just look for places with English. If they speak English and there's English on the door and there's Westerners eating in there or foreigners, then you should be alright. In Seim Reap we went to a restaurant called Viet cafe. It's it's kind of an open area cafe. We didn't really order any food there because we just been on the boat for 5 hours and had lots of snacks, so we weren't hungry. But they do have food there as well, and if you're going to the night markets, there are a lot of places to eat around there. We went to a place called Khmer Family Restaurant, and they do traditional Khmer food and Western food as well. Like you can get fish and chips and burgers, and then you can get your lok, and I had this Khmer soup. It was like a soup type of thing. Also in Seim Reap we went to a place called le-malraux. That's slightly more expensive. You pay about $10 for a main. That was on our last night in Cambodia, so that is slightly more expensive there. There's a there's a restaurant called the Red Piano. I've heard that's quite nice. And you can just look up, as far as Seim Reap goes, I can't really remember the name of any of the restaurants we went to there, but yeah, again in Seim Reap or Phnom Penh, wherever you are, Cambodia, if you want to be safe, generally look for places that have English writing on it and just look clean, and there's foreigners eating there and you should be alright. Two of our members did get a bit sick. One believes is from lok that they had at one of the restaurants. On the last day I did get a bit of diarrhea in the night time. Yeah, I don't know what it was. A few days I was feeling a bit icky, but that's, you know, we were there for 2 weeks and getting up quite early every day and just had a full schedule, so it could have just been being tired. Things to do in Phnom Penh. We visited the killing fields. That's a really popular tourist attraction. Basically you pay around $8 to get in, and you can walk around and have headphones in chosen language, so like English, Japanese, Chinese, yeah, whatever language, and you walk around at your own pace and you just go from post to post, click on the numbers, and then have a short talk about each attraction. And then if you want to, you can listen to stories as well. There's a museum there that you can go inside and watch a video explaining more about the killing fields. And there's a gift shop there. Depending on how long you want to stay there, it can take anything from half an hour to a couple of hours. We were there for a couple of hours, so we just walked around and just slowly listened to the audio. Another place to visit in Phnom Penh is the Golden Palace. That's where the king lives, and for about, I think we hired a tour guide for $10, and then they take you around and they just tell you about each attraction, and yeah, you just go around and you can see the palace, the thrones and everything. A couple of things I highly recommend when going to a tourist place like the Killing Fields and the Golden Palace is to have shoes that can be easily taken on and off. I was wearing sandals because in Killing Fields, if you want to go inside the tall stupa with all the bones, you have to take your shoes off, and also in the museum. And in the Golden Palace, if you want to go inside the, I think it's like some of the rooms, you need to take your shoes off. So have shoes that can be taken off easily. And not so much the Killing Fields, they don't really have any dress requirements, but at the Golden Palace you have to wear sleeved shirts, I think all collared shirts mainly for the men, and appropriate clothing, so modest clothing, so pants or long skirts up to your knees or past your knees. Seim Reap, there's probably a few more tourist attractions. Oh, another place you can go to in Phnom Penh is the prison. I'm not sure what the Khmer name for that is, but there's a prison that the people were kept in during the Khmer Rouge. You can visit that as well. We didn't go there. In Seim Reap, there's probably a lot more to see in regards, that's more touristy area. In Seim Reap we went to Angkor Wat temples. Now that's world famous. Angkor Wat temples, there's a series of temples you can go to visit. The most popular one is probably Angkor Wat itself. So we hired bikes for the day and we set out and we went there, and at one stage I and this other guy were in the front and we rode past, and then we arrived at Angkor Wat and they said, "Can we have your passes please?" But we didn't have a pass, so we had to ride back 4 kilometers to go and get a pass. So make sure you have a pass before you try and enter the temples, because you won't be allowed to. Now we went to Angkor Wat and Ta Prohom, which is the one where they filmed Angelina Jolie and the Tomb Raider. Most people we saw did take a tuk-tuk or were on a tour, so if you do choose to ride there, make sure you get your pass first. A pass costs $20 a day and they take your photo, and that allows you to go to any temple within the Angkor Wat region. So this is what the ticket looks like, and they take your photo and it says there $20. So make sure you have this pass handy with you at all times when going to the temples, because if you lose it or it gets stolen, then you have to go back and buy another one. So you can get just a day pass like this one, or you can get multiple days. Another place to visit in Seim Reap are the floating villages, the stilted villages and the flooded villages. We visited the floating villages, and basically you can get a tour guide. You just go to any travel agent, ask them to book a tour for you. I think ours cost $10 per person. Then we had someone come to our hotel, pick us up, bring us to the boat, and then we took a boat over, and there's just a short tour around the floating villages. And then you stop at this place where you have an option, you can feed the crocodiles. There, one of our team members did feed a crocodile catfish, and then basically you can sit there, have coffee on the places to stay. In Phnom Penh we stayed in a place called Beong guest house, and that was about $15 a night. The following pictures I'll show you is what our room looked like, and it's just a basic room with just 2 beds or 1 bed and a TV. It was a lot better than I expected it to be, and for $15 a night, you know, it's great for people on the budget. Although I heard not many people stay there because it is a bit further away from Phnom Penh. In Seim Reap, we stayed in a place called Bopha Hotel, and that was about $30 a night, and you get complimentary breakfast. It had a swimming pool, and so this is what our room looked like in Bopha. You get free fruit and a writing desk, a chair, TV, bed. They weren't very comfortable though. Quite big and large bathroom, a toothbrush, toothpaste, comb, a flushable and working toilet, and a shower and a bath as well, with warm water compared to when we stayed in Phnom Penh. You also get free massage. Now the massage you get, a part of the package is a Khmer traditional massage. I had that one done. If you want to have an oil massage, you pay $6. However, I heard people were quite disappointed with the oil massage, so I had the Khmer massage, and that's more a deep tissue massage. They really get into your muscles and your tissues, and they really press hard on it. And the breakfast selection there, you get to pick an egg and a coffee. So you get a choice of either apple juice or orange juice and a coffee, or you can choose not to have the coffee. And then a choice of eggs, so there's like scrambled, poached egg, omelette, any sort of egg. And then you get, on top of that, you also get a muesli. I can't remember. There's 3 other choices, so you basically get an egg on toast, and then another choice, another meal on top of that. There's free internet to use, computers. The guest house we stayed in Phnom Penh, Bong Liep, that has Wi-Fi, but it's only quite strong in the lobby area. And you get free in Seim Reap in Bopha, you get free fruit on arrival and fruit in your room. Just be careful not to drink anything out of the bar fridge. Somehow my roommate and I got charged for a bottle of water. I don't remember drinking it. I remember drinking a one from the top, the complimentary water that you get, and for some reason one bottle of water was missing out from our fridge, so we had to pay like $1 each for that. So yeah, that's pretty much my recommendations of places to eat, things to do, and places to stay. If you're looking for nice to stay and eat, look at TripAdvisor, and to do as well, look at TripAdvisor, and they have real life recommendations. The place we stayed, Bopha, had won some awards. And also Jars of Clay had won awards. A few of the restaurants we went to have won awards. So Cambodia is a place you can basically travel on a budget. If you want to have a more budget accommodation, stay in a guest house like we did in Phnom Penh for $15 a day. It's a lot better than what you can get here for $15 a day. It's not luxury, but you know, still quite comfortable. You still get a shower, toilet, bed, and a TV. If you want something more, slightly more expensive, but not too outrageously expensive, you can stay in a hotel like we did in Seim Reap, Bopha, $30 a day. The only thing I didn't really like about Bopha pollen was their beds were incredibly uncomfortable. They were really hard compared to what we had in Phnom Penh. The thing I didn't like about Bopha pollen, about Bong Liep, is there was really cold showers. I can't stand cold showers. Like I like using the hose there. I hope you enjoyed that video, and I hope it gave you an insight of places to eat, things to do, and places to stay in Cambodia. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below and I'll try and answer them. And yeah, check out TripAdvisor. I will probably be writing a few reviews there myself in the next couple of days. But if you really want some more advice or places to stay or things to do, places to eat in Cambodia, yeah, check that out. Oh, and how cute is this? Little elephant I got in Cambodia. So I'll see you guys in my next video, and all good. Thanks for watching.